Okay, I think we're live. Welcome to Women in Action, and this is going to be an amazing podcast for you. So, if you are a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, a physiotherapist, a CBT therapist, whatever sort of therapist you are, and you're thinking, I've got to write some reports, and I've got a ton of reports to do, and I just feel overwhelmed. There is so much to do. I get it. I've been a speech therapist for over 30 years, and I've written tribunal reports, I've written statement reports, or now they call them EHC plans, and annual review reports, just termly reports, you name it. I've written all sorts of reports. And I wanted to share a technique I use whenever I feel like overwhelmed with that blank piece of paper. What am I going to write about this person? In my head, I know what I'm going to say. Like if I was going to just talk to you about it and you were another therapist, a colleague of mine, I would say, I saw Susie today and, she really struggled with explaining these words to me. And when I read her a passage, she just really didn't get it. She didn't understand the inference and, she's got some reasoning difficulties. And I would go on and talk about this. But I can't really write all that sort of stuff in a report. It doesn't sound very professional, does it? So what do? You get frozen with fear thinking, will I do it? Can I do it? And I get that. So in this episode, I am going to share with you how to overcome that fear of writing that report and also the stack of reports that you probably have on your caseload. Let's get to it. Welcome to Women in Action, the podcast for therapists and coaches dedicated to making a difference. I'm your host, Beverly Jessup. Join us each week for inspiring conversations with remarkable women who have shattered glass ceilings in therapy and coaching. From overcoming challenges to thriving in their profession, we explore their personal journeys and strategies for success. From online practices to mindset mastery, we provide practical insights to help you excel in your field. Our goal is to foster a supportive community where therapists and coaches connect, learn, and inspire one another to create transformative change. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and empowered as we ignite your passion and equip you with the tools for impact. Thank you for joining us on this journey of growth. Let's unleash the power of women in action. Okay, so here we are. And just imagine you're sitting in a room full of notes and you're thinking, I've got to write these reports up and I've got a deadline to do this. Today, I met up with an occupational therapist. She's got years of experience. But she just recently got diagnosed with ADHD and she's going through menopause with brain fog and all that. I get that. And, she's really struggling to keep on top of writing these notes. And sometimes all these thoughts get into her head and she just can't find the words of what to put down on paper. She knows her stuff. She really knows her stuff. But the overwhelm gets the better of her. So today I showed her a technique, and I'm not saying it's foolproof. I'm not saying it's something you should use all the time, and you should use it with caution because using GPT, using that can be an advantage, a real advantage, but it's what you feed into it that makes a difference, and it's also your editing that makes a difference. So let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm doing this live, so I hope you'll be able to see it. Okay, so here we are, and you're seeing two things. You're seeing my chat GTP. I'm going to start with a new chat. Okay, and I'm going to go to also open up a new Google Doc, and inside the Google Doc this is a pretend child. This child doesn't exist, okay? I've just made it up for this purpose of this episode. But let me just read to you what I've written, and so that you can see the whole picture, okay? We've got Charlotte is 16 years old with ADHD and ASD. She attends a local college and is studying nail care and health and social care. This report is for an annual review assessment. Please write a review report outlining the introduction, assessment scores, strengths, needs, and recommendations in terms of aims and targets for this academic year, and a conclusion, full stop. Use this information to construct the report and make sure you add targets, strategies, and resources in the recommendation sections. These are the results from her assessment. So I did an assessment on a child, and you can't actually see any of the information in terms of identifying information. But you can see that she did a listening to understanding spoken paragraphs, and she did, she scored, what did she score for that? 40%. Describing pictures, so I showed her some pictures, and she scored 80% for that. And then I asked her, so this is some areas of strengths and needs I've put down. Then we did a narrative assessment where I showed her a video, and then I asked her to describe and explain what the video was all about. So that's her transcript there. Then we did a word definition one, and these are the definitions that she gave, and she scored, what did she score? 8. So what I'm going to do there is, I think that is 8 out of 20. So I've got to do a quick calculation of what 8 out of 20 is. Bear with me while I look that up on my computer. Some of you out there who are really good at calculations will know what 8 out of, well, I think it's 22 actually. So she got 36%. So that'll be 8 out of a possible 22, which is a 36% score. So you can see she struggles with definitions. And then what was this? This one was using formulated sentences. So that was in there, and she struggled with a maths problem. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste all this. So I'm going to go edit, select all, edit, and copy. And I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. Yeah, GPT. There it goes. As I said, this is a made-up person, so it isn't someone that exists really. Just made it all up. And then what I'm going to do is click enter, and let's see what happens. Just have to scroll down a bit, and I believe you're going to be amazed by this. So obviously I've entered a lot of information about this child, and this is a report they have written for me. Okay, now I'm not going to say this is absolutely perfect, but it's written. Can you see? I think I would like the strengths and needs probably in a table, so I can say that. And I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to look at my next prompt, which is in red here. Please put the strengths and needs in a table. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT now. And it's going to write it again. Let's see what it does. Okay, so that's what it's done. And what I'm going to do now is just click here, copy. I'm going to open a new document. And I'm going to paste it into there. Now, you can see that that doesn't look like a formatted report, does it? It doesn't look very good. So what you need to do is to get a template of your own report, because obviously you'll have your headed paper and all that sort of thing. And then literally you just copy and paste it into the right boxes. And that is what I showed her. So it was amazing when I worked with her. And at the end, she actually cried and she said, "You're going to save me so much time." Now, I want to put a caveat on that, is that you do need to go over that. You do need to make sure that the chat hasn't made some things up that aren't true. So you do have to read your work, proofread it. And if there are things that need to be added or taken away, that you do that. Also, there are some spelling mistakes in terms of if you are in the UK and it's got an American spelling, then you need to think about that. But, you know, all in all, it's a really quick way. As you can see, it's taken me about 5 minutes to do one report, okay, which is amazing. Just imagine how much time you could save. Obviously, you're going to have some editing to do. But it's better than looking at a blank piece of paper and feeling overwhelmed, especially if you're newly qualified or you're feeling that, you know, you're new to the game, or, you know, like my friend who came to see me today, just, you know, the pressures of life just get to you sometimes, don't you? So I hope that you found that useful. And I'm going to do a training inside Maven Business Haven, step by step, with all the transcripts and everything. So if that is something that you're interested in, then come and join us in Maven Business Haven, and it will be lovely to see you there. I've left the link in the description.
Before we wrap up, I want to extend an invitation to visit Maven Business Haven. As Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." Transform your passion for speech therapy and coaching into a thriving practice with ease. Say goodbye to the tech overwhelm and hello to a strategic website system that propels your business forward. Let's build your dream practice together effortlessly. At Maven Business Haven, you'll find freebies, mini courses, a shop of beautiful journals and planners, advice on tools to help you build your online practice with ease, and of course the podcast to inspire and to help you make an impact in the world. Visit us today at mavenbusinesshaven.com and let's take your practice to new heights.
And I'll see you next week, next Friday, for another podcast.